Hello Internet, Michael here. I am back for another video review about Dishonored, a game that came out recently for your PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, and the PC. So what is Dishonored? Dishonored is a wide open stealth game set in the fictional city of Dunwall. Corvo Artano is our hero here, and he is the Lord Protector, which basically means he is the Empress's secret service. Being this close to royalty has its perks, but this also means he's an easy target to be framed for her assassination. Corvo is wrongfully thrown in jail, but rescued by the Loyalists, an underground rebellious group with the intent on putting the Empress's daughter back on the throne. Corvo is now free and armed, with vengeance being the only thing on his mind. Revenge stories are usually pretty simple concepts, and this holds true here in Dishonored, but the pacing for the story beats is rock solid. You'll gradually get pieces of story and payoffs, and then with great timing, a big twist occurs and jumpstarts the entire narrative and pushes it in a new direction. I did feel that the ending was a little too calm for the events that preceded it, but the journey there was solid enough to leave the story in a positive light in my mind. Characters animate well and have good imaginative voices, but the true star here is the city itself. Dunwall's existence has had a lot of effort poured in it, from the multiple books and diaries you find, along with more verbal forms of backstory carefully placed around the world. You'll hear people casually mention what happened before in conversation, along with just general ambient storytelling. It's not integral to the plot in any really big ways, but it gives you a wonderful sense of place and allows for a world that you want to be in despite the nasty plague. Like Deus Ex that came before it, Dishonored is all about letting the player handle each situation with their own choices. The levels were designed with this in mind, giving a myriad of different doorways for the player to take advantage of. Besides the obvious front door, there are usually few vents, rooftops, basements, or secret doors to discover, all of which take you to different areas in the compound or area of interest. This type of freedom is so refreshing, especially since the game doesn't blatantly label where to go. It doesn't say window here, door here, basement here. Figuring out where to go when entering is a satisfying way to traverse and lets you feel in charge like the boss you are. The only minor scratch in this armor is by around the 2/3 mark or so, you've kind of already seen all the different ways to enter any given place. Exploring is still one of the most engaging parts in this game, but the relatively shallow well of powers is more quickly exhausted than a game like Deus Ex Human Revolution. This is by no means a deal breaker, but it's something to consider. All these ways are still fun to do, and even after the point where you've seen them all, it's still nice to figure out how to get in, but Deus Ex had a really good pace of finding out new ways to get in every area all the way to the end. A way to remedy this would probably be just having more powers or having better upgrades, but what is here is pretty good. As you've probably guessed, Dishonored places a focus on sneaking around. The powers given to him by the mysterious outsider let you teleport and look through walls, streamlining the stealth approach by making sneaking a little faster and easier. The trusty extendable blade and crossbow are also vital tools, and in combination with the magic powers, let players experiment a necessary aspect in any stealth game. Enemy AI and some good design choices also allow Dishonored to be a fun stealth game for almost everyone. Enemies are pretty intelligent on their own, since they'll look everywhere to find you if they've already spotted you, but they'll also call out or cough when they're about to veer off the beaten path. They do have routes, but they'll call out or cough and talk to another player like, oh, I need to go over here, just to give the game some sort of random element without making it unfair to the player if he just suddenly turned around and went off his beaten path. Even if you don't want to sneak as much, Dishonored has you covered. It may be a more difficult game, but the parry system and swordplay, along with the power management, allows for the player to clear out rooms in a more offensive, aggressive fashion. So if you want to go in swords blazing, that's a thing, right? You could totally do that if you were nifty enough on the controls. Dishonored is such a refreshing title with new ideas, making it shocking that it came out this late in the console cycle. With all the different ways to move around and do your missions, Dishonored treats the player with respect, since it assumes that you have a brain. You aren't beaten over the head with what to do, only given some awesome tools and an objective, with a great big sandbox to play around in. The only thing dishonorable about Dishonored is not playing it at all. I highly recommend this game, obviously, by all the things I've said about it and written about it. Anyone that's on the fence, you should just go for it. It's a great idea, great game. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. The full text is on the site, so if you want a more detailed analysis, I highly recommend that. So thanks guys for watching, and hopefully you will pick this game up and see what I'm talking about, because despite all I say about it, honestly the best way to just experience it is just to play it. So thank you guys, and I will see you later.
Do you think you can? I need more men. Die!
Who shot y'all?